Hey guys, it's Rio. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. For today's video, we are going to go and meal prep together. So first I'm taking some breakfast sausage and cutting them up into four. I usually use these for like breakfast burritos or stuff like that. I just kind of like breaking this up and having like more in the meal for breakfast instead of just like sausage and eggs. But I mean that you can totally do that too, but I love to try to section these out and make them last. Alright, and now I'm going to take some ground turkey and cut those up so that way it's easier for when I want to do a meal with any of these. I could just take it out and not have to worry about defrosting a huge log. Alrighty, and now we are going to take this package of hot dogs and I'm just going to separate them into little groups. So Tom Baby actually loves hot dogs, but she goes through bouts where she doesn't really eat them, so this just helps things last a little bit longer. Now I'm going to take this crab and I'm going to be cutting them up into sections as well. I try doing it this way, that way you don't have to worry about sectioning them off into the big frozen block. And these are just like sizes that we already know that our family uses per like meals. Alright, and now we are going to be going and cutting this hunk of steak. I don't know the proper way to cut this, so please don't roast me. But I'm just removing some of the fat, or at least the fat that's easily removable, so that way it's just a little bit more lean when I go and cook these. Alright, and now that I'm done with the cutting of the fat off, I'm just going to kind of cut these into different types of styles, I guess, different chunks. So it kind of makes it easier for the certain meals that I have planned for it. So I'm going to be cutting them into smaller chunks, slabs, and maybe even strips, I don't remember. But just definitely makes it easier to give a variety.
Oh, God, that's lava.
um, so yeah. Alright, and so I'm leaving that big chunk of meat right there because I plan on doing a beef stew. I'm also going to be using a few things. The first one is just an easy adobo one. So I'm just getting some sazon, some oil, and some adobo seasoning. Just mixing it up and then putting it in a bag. And that way I can just go and throw that in and cook that later whenever I'm ready to do that. Right, next is a Mongolian beef recipe. I usually cook this one in the crock pot. I love using the crock pot so much. It just makes things so much easier. So I'm just going to be combining all my ingredients and throwing them into this bag so they can marinate. And then I'm going to throw them into the freezer. And that way, whenever I'm ready to throw this in the slow cooker, I can just literally just throw this in there and then either make it with rice or noodles or whatever I want. And that just makes the whole dinner process so much more simple. So now we're going to be using this handy dandy little food processor. So I'm going to go and put this garlic in there, and then I'm going to just put it in and then just blend it all up. And it's just like a lawnmower, one of those like old school pull lawnmowers, a pull starts. And so it's a little nostalgic, I guess, to me. I find it fun. So I'm just going to put it in this Tupperware. This is really good if you want to like freeze it, and you can do a bunch and freeze and then keep one inside your fridge. Um, and then I'm going to be cutting up this onion. So basically, after washing it, I'm just going to go and cut these into smaller chunks and then just throwing it back into this little food processor. We do have a bigger food processor that I got from my in-laws, but that one is better for like bigger projects, not a bunch of small ones. So this one works really, really well, and I'm just kind of doing the same thing. I'm just going to put it in there, and then I'm just going to pull start my little lawnmower and then put these in individual baggies and toss them in the freezer. So whenever I need to cook or anything like that that asks for onion, I can go and just pull the little baggie out, or how many little baggies I need due to the recipe. Alright, now I'm just going to go and take some green onion and chop those up, put it in a container, and then toss them into the freezer. These work really, really well. They freeze really nicely, and it just makes them last longer, so that way you don't have that much produce going bad. Alright, and that is everything that I meal prepped for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love meal prepping. It makes things so much easier when I'm making food for my family. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell down below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!